Good morning. This is your host, Marcus Johnson, and you are live with TSTRADIO. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to go on and get started. First, we want to send our condolences out to Brandon Jackson's family. Brandon Jackson was a West Point cadet and a defensive back on the Army football team. He died in a car accident this past weekend. So we want to send our condolences out. We hate to hear anything like that happen to anyone. So if you would keep his family and West Point and the Army football team in your prayers. That's a sad situation. We're going to move on. We had the AP polls updated. I have this right here for you. Number one is still Alabama. Florida State has climbed up to number two. Number three, Ohio State. Number four, Michigan. Clemson fell to number five. They struggled to win against Auburn on the opener in the first week of college football. And the second week, they struggled with Troy. So it is true that it is how you win, not that you just win. So you have to win impressively this year in college football. So Clemson fell to number five. Coming in at 6 is Houston Cougars. Coming in at 7 is Stanford. Coming in at 8, Washington. Coming in at 9, Wisconsin. Coming in at 10, Louisville. Coming in at 11, Texas. Coming in at 12, we have Michigan State. At 13, Iowa. At 14, we have Oklahoma. At 15, we have Tennessee. At 16, we have Georgia. At 18, we have Notre Dame. At 19, we have Ole Miss. At 20, we have LSU. At 21, we have Baylor. 22, we have Oregon. 23, we have Florida. Florida, like I said last show, Florida is really showing their case that they can compete in the SEC and with anyone in the nation. I feel like Florida has the best two corners in the nation within Jalen Tabor and Quincy Wilson. So I'm looking forward to see them, how they play moving forward in the season. 24, we have Arkansas. And 25, we have Miami. Auburn is yet to peak the top 25, but they're very confident, feeling like they can get in that top 25 very soon. Their starting quarterback, Sean White, felt like they could beat anyone. He feels like their defense have played great 2 weeks in a row. So he said if they can score points, he feel like they can beat anyone in the nation. So we will see how that plays out if Auburn can peak the top 25 pretty soon. The SEC has 4 wins over non-conference teams in the top 25. No other league has more than the SEC this year, this 2016 college football season. So SEC, we had that conversation about the SEC falling off, but you see they're still the top team. It's just some teams are catching up. So that goes to prove you that the SEC is still the SEC. I had came across on my timeline, I was on Campus Insider. I was able to find NFL quarterback Cam Newton's brother, Caitlin Newton. He's a senior. He plays quarterback, free safety, and strong safety at Grady High School in Atlanta, Georgia. Man, you should go on Huddle. He's on Huddle. You should go by and check him out. The guy is awesome. I feel like he might be better than his brother. You should go check him out. He's real. He's a real good athlete. To move on to the NFL, on yesterday was the opening weekend of the NFL. On Thursday, we had the Panthers went up against the Broncos. The Broncos pulled that out 21-20. Yesterday, the Vikings faced the Titans 25-16. The Bears beat the Texans 14-23. The Browns fell short to the Eagles 10-29. The Bills fell short to the Ravens 7-13. Chargers fell short to the Chiefs 27-33. The Raiders beat the Saints 35-34. The Bucks beat the Falcons 31-24. The Bengals beat the Jets 23-22. The Packers beat the Jaguars 27-23. Dolphins beat the Seahawks. The Dolphins fell short to the Seahawks 10-12. Russell Wilson did hurt his ankle in that game. When updates come out, I will get that to you. The Giants overcame the Cowboys 20-19. The Lions beat the Colts 39-35. The Patriots beat the Cardinals 23-21. And tonight, to kick off Monday Night Football, we have the Steelers versus the Redskins. After that, we have the Rams versus the 49ers. It was a good weekend of NFL football. A couple teams that I picked to win lost. So it was a very interesting weekend of football. I thought the Cowboys played a pretty good game, but I'm a Giants fan, so go Giants. I'm glad we came out on top of that. My boy Cruz is back. He's back where he left off, so it's good to be a Giants fan this Monday morning. Go Giants. We're going to get into a little fantasy football. Some players I think did pretty good for fantasy football. If you have a couple of these people on your team, I feel Alex Smith came out, did a great job. If you have Alex Smith on your team, I know you're happy this morning. He went out and threw for 363 yards. Willie Snead came out for the Saints, put up 172 yards. Jalen Richards for the Raiders had a pretty good game. Aaron Rodgers threw for 199 passing yards, 20 for 34. We have Cam Newton. He came out 18 for 33, 194 yards with a touchdown, 1 interception. Kevin Benjamin had a great outing on yesterday. Jameis Winston had a great outing. He went for the 281 yards, 4 touchdowns. Matt Ryan was awesome on yesterday, 334 yards with 2 touchdowns. Flacco, 258 yards with 1 touchdown. Eli Madden, 207 yards with 3 touchdowns. Odell Beckham had a mediocre game, 4 receptions with 73 yards. Jason Witten had a mediocre game, 9 receptions with 63 yards. Dak Prescott came out with a great game, 227 yards. Larry Fitzgerald had a good game, 8 receptions, 81 yards. Carson Palmer, he had a great game, 271 yards with 2 touchdowns. Russell Wilson, 258 yards with 1 touchdown. Andrew Luck, 328 yards with 4 touchdowns. Andrew Luck is probably going, if you have Andrew Luck as your quarterback, you probably came out as the winner this week in fantasy football. Amari Cooper, great outing. 6 receptions with 137 yards. Willie Snead, like I said, had 9 receptions with 172 yards. Drew Brees, 423 yards with 4 touchdowns. Those are some people for fantasy football that came out, had some great outings, that put up some high points for you if you have them in your lineup this week. Some people that disappointed some people. I know that you thought that was going to have a great outing, but didn't quite get it done. Some names that came across my timeline that I paid attention to was had bad outings on yesterday. Des Bryant, I know he has a lot of people mad this morning. I've been seeing that on my timeline with the memes and everything. Adrian Peterson, he didn't have a good outing. Eddie Lacy, he disappointed some people. TJ Yeldon, Randall Cobb, Emmanuel Sanders, Sammy Watkins, LaShawn McCoy, Ezekiel Elliott, Adrian Foster, Frank Gore, and Mark Ingram. Those are some people I felt like didn't perform this weekend. They didn't live up to the high expectations. I know a lot of people thought that those players were going to put up a lot of points and give them opportunity to win their fantasy league on the first week win their fantasy game, but I know that let a lot of people down. Like I said, I've been seeing it on my timeline. A lot of people are upset with Dez Bryant, especially Dez Bryant. He's been getting the most backlash for his poor performance that I've been seeing. So he's been getting a lot of backlash. Maybe next week he'll pick it up, or maybe you have some players for the Steelers or for the other teams that's competing tonight. Maybe can get you back in that race and get your points up in fantasy league. I know that means a lot to a lot of people. I know in the sports trash talk group that I am in, they have a fantasy league going on, but I wasn't able to get in it this year. I was in it last year. I wasn't able to get in it this year. I see those guys are having fun in their league and competing. I wish I could have had the chance to get in one this year, but I got kind of busy. Before we wrap it up today, I wanted to come to your attention that a future Hall of Famer, a legend, one of my favorite receivers of all times, the reason why I wore number 11 in high school, Larry Fitzgerald has announced that he will retire after this 2016 season. Like I said, Larry Fitzgerald is one of my role models. He's the reason why I wore number 11 in high school. Larry Fitzgerald is 33 years of age. This is his 13th NFL season. He's coming off of a season where he got his career high receptions for 109 receptions. On last year, he took his team to the NFL championship, but he fell short there. He's made 9 Pro Bowls, ranked 15 on the NFL all-time leading board of career receiving yards with 13,366. Like I said, he's a future Hall of Famer. He's a legend in my book. He's one of my favorite football players. He's a role model to me. One of my most favorable memories of Larry Fitzgerald's career back in 2008, I think it was, when him and the Cardinals competed against the Steelers in the Super Bowl, when he caught that slant and took it, I think it was every bit of 70 yards, took a slant 70 yards up the middle of the field for a touchdown to go up in the fourth quarter. And then the Steelers came down, Ben Roethlisberger let them down, and Holmes caught the pass in the corner to win the game. But Larry Fitzgerald, he played his heart out that game. That's one of my most favorable memories of him. I hope he ends his career with a great season this year. I'm going to be looking out for that. I hope that he have an awesome year. I hope that he could potentially get some kind of way, get him a ring his last year. I don't know if that's going to be possible this year, but I hope he can get him one. But that is my time for today. Thank you for tuning in. This is, like I said, I am Marcus Johnson, your host of TST Radio. Make sure that you tune in every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. We will be live here on Spreaker.com/TST Radio. Make sure you tune in on Sundays. We will be live here also at 1 p.m. Phone lines will be open on Sundays. Every Sunday, phone lines will be open. So make sure you have your questions and your arguments together for Sundays when the lines are open. Once again, thank you for tuning in. I am Marcus Johnson. This is TST Radio, and we're out.